Well, why wait till tomorrow, right? Fox News Alert, good morning. Our economy is shrinking. This new growth number just out is worse than expected. Negative 1.4% for GDP, and that is, Ms. Perino, that is no bueno.
Not good.
Good morning, everybody, on a Thursday. I'm Bill Hemmer. Nice to see you, and nice to see you also.
Oh, thank you. I'm Dana Perino. This is America's Newsroom, and the number always comes out. We knew it was going to be...
Yep.
Not good, but this one I think is actually even shocking some people here.
Below the floor, really. A lot of headwinds out there, inflation and gas prices, Ukraine, supply chain, COVID concerns out of China, on and on it goes. Edward Lawrence is the breakdown for the North Lawn. Edward, good morning. Let's begin there. Hello.
Yeah, hey, Bill, and that all plays into it. You know, the White House actually, Bill, knew that this was going to be a very bad number. In fact, yesterday, I had a White House official call me wanting to talk about this number today. Now, I don't think they expected it would be a negative number, but what they were saying is the economy is now in a transition. That's the White House feeling. A transition from the reopening phase to a long-term sustainable growth phase is the way it's being described. But there's no denying that that is a bad number. Two negative numbers for 2 quarters in a row. That's technically a recession. Now, no one's talking about that yet here at the White House, but White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, though, yesterday did address this and tried to put a spin on what this number would be. Listen to this.
If we look at it over time, which is how we look at data, and looking under the hood, the slowdown relative to Q4 is mainly for technical reasons like the change in inventory. So last quarter, companies built up their inventories very quickly, and growth in inventories are expected to be slower, though still positive, this quarter.
So, and that's what happened. Big inventories, consumer expenditures were up, Bill. So that's kind of where this number happened.
We're just going to poke at a few things here. It's just out. I know it's fresh. When you go into the numbers, what's the greatest headwind that you see there?
Yeah, it's actually going to be the expenditures by people. So you're looking at what people are having to pay for things, and will they make that payment? So you're seeing home sales were actually down 1.2% in March. That was a little bit of a shock, a contraction there. When you talk about buying less homes or fewer people buying homes, that has a ripple effect because they're not buying refrigerators for those homes. They're not buying wood for those homes for decks. They're not buying all of the products that goes with that. Retail sales also, the number in February month over month was 0.8%, but then it's expected to go down in March, 0.5%. So you're seeing a slowdown in the economy here, and that's the real issue as to whether we're going to hit a recession or not hit a recession, because consumer spending is 70% of the economy.
And Edward, that was actually similar to the question I was going to have, which is, so consumer spending, some of the folks on Twitter, of course, their initial reaction was, well, that's bad, but consumer spending is really good. But people, for the money that they have, that they get every month in their paycheck, they're able to buy less than they were before. So how does that square?
Yeah, and that's the big problem, is that month over month, year over year, people are actually seeing less in their bank account, and they're having to make these choices. Hey, am I going to go out and buy a new car? Am I going to go out and buy that toy or for my children, or buy that vacation that I want to go to? And all of this has a ripple effect in the economy, and this is what the White House is concerned about. Now, the White House is not forecasting recession, but they're saying there will be risks. They said there are risks to a recession, but their baseline forecast is not that. As you know, you think you reported yesterday, Deutsche Bank is saying they're looking at a major recession next year for the U.S. economy. Other banks are starting to talk about that R word. So that's a real concern for the White House going forward, especially into November.
For the next 3 months, though, I mean, this will be the talk, Edward, right? I mean, 2 straight quarters of negative growth equates to a recession as defined. So that's something we're going to watch. Thank you so much. North Lawn there, Edward Lawrence.
Good to have you.